Hey everyone, Mike Koenig, the Pool Owners Realtor here, checking in on a Thursday. Hope everyone's going well. Been doing a fair amount of videos for real estate tips and suggestions and recommendations and whatnot. Thought it was time that the Pool Owners Realtor does a pool video. So I just wanted to check in and talk about the process of getting your pool remodeled and what to expect from me. Starting the process, obviously we connect somehow, get on the phone, we'll talk about the project, get your address. I will do a preliminary, some measurements and whatnot from Google Maps. There's a great function on there that helps me do that. So I already have a ballpark idea on the pool itself and the deck and whatnot. Then I'm gonna come on over, and even if you're just looking to do the surface, the tile, and the deck, I'm still gonna evaluate the entire system. I'm gonna look at your equipment. I'm going to check lighting, the GFCI, power coming in. There's just a variety of things. I'm going to go, because I want to give you the big picture of what's going on. A lot of times the equipment's great, no issues there, but then you can also rest assured that your equipment's okay. We'll go through that. Before I leave, we're going to sit down and pick out tile colors and surface samples. I'll have those samples with me, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. Now we get to the point where you accept the bid, we're ready to roll. It's a 50% deposit to get the process started, and we schedule getting my crews out there. I've got a few crews I'm working with, and most of them can start your job usually within a week. 2 weeks probably at the longest I've waited to get things going. Now it's a 50% deposit, and then it's 40% when the pebble goes in, and then the final 10 is when I start the pool up. Just did a job, it took 1 whole week, so that obviously went pretty fast. First day after we drain the pool, we're gonna have 5 or 6 guys in your pool with jackhammers, hammering it out, chipping out everything. Very loud, dusty, you may wanna let your neighbors know. After that, we're gonna deal with the tile and the decking, the acrylic surface. Depending on scheduling, sometimes the tile goes in first, sometimes the decking goes in first. Either way, we get those guys going. Then after all that, the last part to go in is your surface. And when the surface is going in, I do primarily mini pebble. Well, when you see the guys doing their thing, there's the guys on the nozzle, we call it. They're shooting the pool, spraying it on the wall. And the guys coming in with the trowels, they're smoothing everything out. Initially, it looks like plaster. I like to get ahead of it. People say, Mike, why does my pebble look like plaster? That's what we call a slurry. And that's going to be on there for a little bit. After a certain period of time, the guys coming behind those guys with the hose and hosing it down. That is when we're going to see our pebble. Now, the first day, pebble is going to be cloudy. It's not going to be bright. It's not going to look like what you think you got. Now, the day after the surface goes in, then my guys coming in to do the acid wash. Now when that's done, now we're going to see what the pebble's going to look like. You're going to see the abalone shells if we went with that option, and the iridescent tiles are going to sparkle a little better. Once the acid wash is done, then we start filling. Most important part of a remodel is that your hose for the filling needs to stay at the bottom, and we do not use the autofill. That will create a hydro stain. If you try to fill it by just throwing the hose on the Baja deck, we're going to have a stain. The water must get to the tile level before the hose is turned off. If middle of the night you say, I'm going to turn the hose off and start it in the morning, you can have a hydro stain. It's a dark stain around the whole pool, not covered under the warranty. And I go over this with you several times. Once it's filled up, come on back. I start the pool up. In the first 2 weeks, it is very important that the pebble surface be brushed 2 to 3 times a week, usually every 2 to 3 days. I like 2. That is going to get the remaining slurry that's in the grooves or whatever of the pebble. Going to get that out, help it look even better. And it takes 4 weeks for the surface to fully cure. If you have a salt system, after 4 weeks is when we will add the salt. If we add it before, it gets into the substrate, the material, into the pebble, and will damage the pebble. So we wait about a month on putting the salt in. If you have an in-floor system, we leave the heads out for a week, because we want to get any material that's in the system out and into the pool. Then we can vacuum it, brush it, so on and so forth. Then you start enjoying your pool again. So any questions, give me a call, 480-868, excuse me, 4817. Mike Koenig, the pool owner's realtor. I am the only realtor in Arizona that is also a general pool contractor. So when you are buying or selling a home with a pool, you will not do better than using me. I am your best option. Look forward to talking to you. Hope everybody has a great day.